Hey everybody, and welcome to Steelbook Obsessed. My name is Jake, and today I am very happy to talk about Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I saw this movie in theaters, had an absolute blast seeing this sucker. I also marathoned the entire Mad Max saga, all 5 films, I guess 4 films, before I went to see this in theaters, so I can touch upon my feelings on the whole franchise and then really deep dive into this movie as a whole, the 4K transfer, the special features. But before we do that, if you like these type of review videos, make sure you give me a like and a subscribe, all that fun stuff, so you stay up to date on every single one that comes my way, because I'm able to get these early. Studios send them to me, which is very still baffling to me, but humbling nonetheless. But let's get on to Furiosa. Like I said, I saw this for a second time. I saw it once in theaters. I saw it once on 4K, and I am happy to report the 4K transfer is stunning. The 4K transfer looks phenomenal. It looks great in theaters. I think I enjoyed my experience of watching it at home a little bit more. The colors absolutely pop from my 4K player to my OLED. I have a couple of pictures that I can throw up here just to showcase some of the color pops that absolutely wowed me and got me invested in this story once again. But the main thing that I like about this movie right here is that it adds to the lore of the Mad Max universe, the wasteland, if you will. I like Mad Max Fury Road, but I wasn't in super love with it like a lot of other people were, just because I thought the story was very minimalistic. It's just like going from one end of the place to the other, and it's still great. It's still very solid. I think I gave Mad Max Fury Road like a 4 out of 5. My review, my Letterboxd review, will pop up over here. Gave it a 4.5 out of 5, which means for me, personally, I think Furiosa Mad Max Saga is the best movie in the entire franchise. And it's crazy to say that, the 5th installment out, but it adds so much depth into the environments. You actually get to see the Bullet Farm. You get to see Gastown. It's very, very cool to go to different places, actually, instead of just in Fury Road you drove through different towns, but you never really experienced that landscape. You just kind of drove through it for a couple minutes and then went on your way. Here you get to spend significant time with scenes in these different towns around the wasteland, and I enjoyed it. The cast of characters that are in here, it's always phenomenal with Mad Max. Any type of movie you pop in from that franchise, there's always a cast of characters, and here there are so many fun ones to go and have a ball with. Let's talk about Furiosa, and let's talk about Chris Hemsworth, Furiosa and Dementus. Their relationship is very leveled. It's multi-layered. It's fascinating to see where everything shakes out between the two of them. I enjoyed their performances immensely, even though Anya Taylor-Joy does not say a lot as Furiosa in this movie. When she does, it definitely like packs a punch for me. Chris Hemsworth is my favorite character in this movie as Dementus. He is insanely delicious. He eats up every single ounce of energy, of aura in this film. So cool to see him kind of, I mean, I feel like he's dipped his toe into like the comedic world. Here he's like menacing and a little bit hilarious. I don't know, it's just a great blend of different genres that just shouldn't go well together, and they definitely do. If you do watch this movie, and I think I said this on my thumbnail, just like all of the other Mad Max films, this movie kind of dips its toe around different speeds on which the film is actually shown to you. There's a lot of sped up moments. This happens all the time. George Miller loves doing this with his franchise for some reason. Sometimes it takes me personally out of the story a little bit. He says he films it all in 24 frames. I will absolutely believe him. But there's something sped up about this to where it makes me, it just takes me out of what I'm watching a little bit, and it makes me focus on the speed of the film that's actually being shown to me at. I don't know if it's that distracting to you out there. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it's just like, why does this feel like it's going so fast right now? I don't know. That's just me. Those are my 2 cents on that part. Like I said, this has Dolby Vision. This has Dolby Atmos. The 4K looks phenomenal on here. But the thing that really blew me away, I knew it was going to look great. The thing that really blew me away are all of the special features that are on this sucker. It kind of pinpoints them out, bullet points them over here. There's 5 different segments, but there's 57 minutes. This is a mini documentary, if you will, about the making of this movie. And they put a lot of production value into the special features here, into this making of aspect. It's great. I wish I could log it all as a whole on Letterboxd, because it would be very, very high. I would say one of the best making of documentaries I've seen in quite some time on a new release title. Normally, we get on boutique labels, on new release stuff, normally you just get like interviews thrown in there. Normally you just get like a little bit of like a segmented making of, like, oh hey, this cast of characters is cool, let's all get their 2 cents on what they have to say about the movie. This puts a sense of weight on the franchise. This has George Miller reminiscing about the 40 years that he's had in the wasteland crafting this Mad Max saga, and I ate it up so much. It was a treat to watch. I watched the 2.5 hour long movie, and then I just was going to put on the special features, and maybe I'll finish it that night, maybe I'll finish it tomorrow. I watched that hour and I wanted more. It was so good. Not only do we get like the way it's kind of broken down on here, it kind of tells you about the history of Mad Max, and then it goes into Anya Taylor-Joy, then it goes into Dementis as Chris Hemsworth, then it kind of wraps a bow on the finale of this movie, which I don't want to spoil here, but I loved. I loved a lot about this film, but I think the last 20 minutes is what really makes it special. It's so Shakespearean. It feels like cinema, I guess, which is a very pretentious thing to say, but this is why I love movies. It kind of just, it gets you so wrapped up in what's happening between a couple of characters, and it's shot so phenomenally well that that's all you need. I don't need any action spectacle, even though the action in here is great. There's a chase scene in here with a big rig, and it brings in some elements from like the Road Warrior aerial aspects. That's all well and good, but at the end of the day, I come to a movie to have a great story told to me, and this just seems like it's a notch above what we get in current day cinema. It is absolutely great. I loved every single bit of it, so it was very cool to see in the special features how they kind of changed the script and kind of got some of Anya Taylor-Joy's and Chris Hemsworth's feedback into what they think they should do for their characters for that final scene. And George Miller, for the better, he's like, yeah, this is what making movies is all about. It's a joint effort. So if they have aspects that they want to throw in, that's great. And it goes into like, it's like a 10-minute segment just on that last bit. Very, very cool. There's also a bit in the special features I forgot to talk about, to where George Miller storyboards everything, but he actually illustrates it himself, keeps it in a notebook. He's able to not waste a second of shooting time because it's very, very precious. But they went a step further this time. Normally he just has a lot of illustrations in a notebook. This time, one of the cast members pretty much did like an animation storyboard almost. Looked like a very low res version of what you would see, animated anywhere. But you can see, I'll throw something up here. You can see what they were shooting, like a behind the scenes shot of what they were shooting, as opposed to what the actual footage was shown. And then it also pops up in the corner what this low res animation looked like. But you're able to throw together cinematically what you think you can shoot on the camera. It's just very cool, and I don't think a lot of movies go to that much depth to kind of make sure that they're ready to go when they're ready to shoot, I thought it was very fascinating, to say the least. To showcase off the 4K a little bit, you can see it's very like sheeny and shiny, chromed out a little bit, the slipcover is, and I really enjoy this. There's also a Steelbook coming out as well. I will give a picture of that right there. It's fine. It's very reminiscent of what the re-released 4K Steelbook of Mad Max Fury Road is, with the steering wheel and such. I really enjoy what they did with the slipcover right here. Again, here is the back, a little bit chromed out in places, nothing too crazy. But we slip this sucker out. We go here, same picture on the inside. I wish that major studios would kind of switch this part up. Like, don't give me the same image twice. I know why you do, because slipcovers don't last long on a lot of these releases. But again, the same thing as the slipcover. And if you want me to pop out the disc here, here is a nice shot of that. Try to get as many angles as possible, and hopefully something looks good. Again, if you get the 4K Steelbook, it's going to be an image similar to this. It's just the steering wheel aesthetic. Digital code already taken out. I already grabbed that sucker. But that's it. Just the 4K. There's no Blu-ray in this. But all the special features are on the 4K, which I always appreciate. I don't have to do a lot of disc swapping when I want to watch all the extra movies, to say the least. Mad Max Saga Furiosa. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. Right now, it is my second favorite movie of the year so far. First is Late Night with the Devil. The Letterboxd thing should be up right now. But highly recommend it. It made me sad when it did not do well at the box office, because we're probably not going to see another entry in this, which is very sad, to say the least. But at least we did get Furiosa. If it does end here, to me, it ends with a nice bow wrapped around it, with a nice cherry on top of the wasteland here. What are your thoughts on Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga? Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite in the franchise. I always love to know that. I could have a discussion on this stuff forever, especially since I've seen all of them now. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see you. Hello, and congratulations! You made it to the after credits scene of my video. I throw these in from time to time just to keep you on your toes. It also helps me see like how many people actually watch this all the way to the end. If you have, let me know in the comments the answer to this question. This Furiosa transfer was phenomenal. One of my favorites of the year so far. My question to you, what has been the 4K transfer you have seen that has blown your socks off the most? This is up there. This is probably top 10 material. This is definitely showcase off to friends material. My favorite, it's honestly a tie. Like the second sight 4K of Drive really blew my socks off, and same with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, excuse me. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate, the 70s version. That 4K sings like crazy, and I feel like not enough people talk about that transfer. So for me, there's my 1-2 punch of an answer. Furiosa is in my top 10. If you love a good-looking movie, please don't watch this streaming anywhere. It's not going to give you the same enjoyment, I believe. So there is my 2 cents. Thank you for watching the after credits. See you next time. Bye.